Hi, everybody. This is Mrs. Schaefer here. I'm out on testing, so I wanted to get this recording for you for our 7.08 bonds lesson. Warm-up question. What type of bond occurs between a metal and a nonmetal? Very important to know. Hint, hint, hint. You will need to know that. If you're not sure, look it up. Make sure that you know the difference between each of these bonds. Did you pick ionic? Because metals donate a valence electron to a nonmetal to form an ionic bond. If not, make sure it's in your notes. Motivational moments. I'm going to make you so proud. Note to self. Working hard definitely gives you a feeling of a sense of confidence when you're done to say, yep, I know I did my best. Here are the I can statements for the chapter 7. So we've gone through all of chapter 7 and we've covered these I can statements. If you are struggling with any of them, revisit that lesson, that section, and make sure you understand this material. What we're doing in 7 and 8 and 9 and a lot of these units is we build on information. So the I can explain how the number of electrons in the outer shell, those are called valence electrons, determine how an atom will react. I can describe how the periodic table relates to the number of electrons in the outer shell of the atom. That comes from previous chapters. We've been talking about this quite a bit. I can explain how valence electrons determine bonds in chemical reactions. We've been talking about that this chapter, about what type of bonds will form. And last, I can define and differentiate different types of bonds. So with that, you should be able to compare and contrast. You'll know that you've mastered these I can statements if you're receiving 80% or higher on your practice and graded quizzes and also on your assessment quizzes. We do put in the 70 just because sometimes we just don't read something right. But that's the great thing about being able to retest. So it's a really cool feature we have at the school is that you can retest and make that happen. Plan today is, we need to check our grade. Is everything above 60% or better? Whatever your goal is, if you have a goal to get 80% or 90% to get an A or a B or a C, then you need to change the statement to fit your goal. So if you're currently hoping to get an A or a B, then everything has to be above 80%. So that means that you need to make some adjustments to your effort in the sense of adding more effort, redoing assignments, getting things in. If you need help creating a plan, come to those help sessions or tutoring sessions to get that plan going so that you're not trying to do this on your own. So today you're going to be using the day as a catch-up day. So open that OLS, open up your grade book, go into that physical science course. When you log into the main page, you'll see the teacher, you'll see your current grade, you'll see your progress or how things are looking in the course, and then you'll see the overdue assignments. But that's not always accurate, so always go into the grades tab and check out that feedback. Many times there's feedback there to help you. Remember that if you're in a pickle, you need to ask for help. We cannot read your mind. We do not know if you need help or you just don't care. We can't tell the difference between that until you tell us. So you want to go in and check out any of these grades. They're color coded, you'll see. we want to change anything that's in the red or low grades and bring them up. If your goal is to get a B in the class, then everything here needs to be at a higher percentage. And notice that the assessments and projects is at the top of the grade book. That's because they're worth more points. So if you see something in here, even though it's harder for you to do, spend your time here. It has a bigger payoff. You want your efforts to have the larger payoff. Doesn't mean participation is a bad thing, but this is only worth 5% of your grade. This is worth 55% of your grade. So fix these areas first, then go in and fix these. And if you have any questions on how to do that, then you should probably check your emails, because you've probably received information on how to fix this stuff in your emails. You'll also find it in the course announcements or in your email. So spend some time. You can go in. I'm going to share with you the Chapter 7 review sheet, so that you can see the answers and check yourself. But I'm also will share information on grade help, lab help, and then late start. So be sure to pause this recording so you can get this information. So lab helps. Again, don't do it alone. Go in and use those resources. They are there. There's a lab help session usually, or information in the announcements if you have a low grade. You've also probably received an email. If not, then there's always the toolkit. There's many, many ways to find this information. Grade help, same idea. Remember, we just talked about that. Be sure to work on the unit tests and the labs first. Use more than one attempt. Just because you completed the assignment didn't mean you completed it well. Remember, your goal is not to just complete it, it's to complete it well so that you can get this for credit. So the first thing you want to do is go into those unit assessments, retake any of those tests or assessments. They're called quizzes in our course, to get a better grade. Remember that there is a remediation link. They might be in your class announcements. They're probably sent information to you in your email. And last, that toolkit has all the remediation. It has Quizlet, it has the word wall, it has the remediation review where you can go through and practice questions that are very, very similar to the test that you're taking and get feedback. And then go in and take that test. But be sure to be taking your notes, because notes will really help you out. Then go in through those lab reports. I know that many of you find this very challenging. It gets easier the more you do them. And the better your grade will be the more you do the lab reports. So be sure to use that toolkit to help you get those recordings. Pause recordings and do the action so that you can get the grade that you should have. Then you have the daily quizzes, the weekly quizzes, anything that's not at 100% you should retake just because you can. And then from there, all those participation quizzes. Code words are in the recordings. So get those code words. Get that 5%. It's an easy 5%. I'm not saying neglect it. It's an easy 5%. It can boost your grade, and you should get them. I'm just saying that that test has a much more significant play in your grade than the participation quizzes. So if you're playing catch up, focus on the unit test first. But if you're on ball, that you're not playing catch up, then this should be done every day. If you're a late start student, you have an email. Please go through that email step by step. If you can't find that email, contact us and let us know so that you can get that email in front of you, because it will tell you which assignments you're excused from and which you aren't. And then it will also have some help links in there. Remember, regardless of when you start, to earn credit for this class, you have to show mastery. And mastery has been decided by the state and by the school at 60% or better. Know that The Padlet has a lot of information on there. I know it has a lot of information in there, but it also compiles it by chapter. So you want to go in and look at on the test helps page, the Quizlet. That is vocabulary matching. You can do quizzes with that. There's the word wall, which has definitions and words and pictures and help videos and extended activities also to help you as you learn through and work through this material. So let me show you my Miss Danville's and I's and Miss Lewinsky's Webb's answer key. There might be some slight differences but this is what we would put for our answers for the Chapter 7 review. Like I said, you're going to want to pause. I'm going to flip through the slides. All right, so remember, you're working on all assignments, getting everything below 70%, above 70%. There will be tutoring starting up in May. Check your calendar and your class connects for homerooms and grade help sessions during testing time. It does get a little bit off schedule. Code word for today is up here on the board. This is a test to see if you will use your time to help you show and give your best. If you have any questions, please let us know. Email us so that we can help you, and we'll try to get back with you as quickly as we can. Have a great day, and we will see you next time.